Hey, how you doing? This is Tom, and this is Tom's Radio Room Show. And I'm trying to find out if I have a problem with my setup here in my office. I'm using my Grundig 750, and have connected to it, I think, my G5RV antenna. Now, that antenna has been up there on, the peak of it is on my second story, and it's about 20 feet in the air, and it's been up there for over 20 years. So the coax could be bad, I don't know. So I've been having trouble receiving, in general, HF this past week. Now, the solar flux index is back down to like the low 80s. We had it above 100 there for a couple weeks. Now it's gone back down. That could be part of it. Also, I've been using, most of the time, I've been using an SDR. One here in my office, one downstairs in my workshop. So, I know a lot of you are not really interested in SDRs because the software can get kind of complicated and it's easy to mess something up. I've done that several times where I accidentally hit one of the option buttons on the computer for the SDR, and now it's not working. I spend 15-20 minutes trying to figure out what I did wrong. Where, with a radio like this Grundig 750, pretty straightforward. Just use it. Got a few dials, not too many, bunch of buttons. Anyway, so I was trying to figure out this morning if I really have a problem with this setup as far as reception on HF. So what I did, or what I'm doing, what I'm showing you is I'm on the KiwiSDR website where you can connect to other people's radios throughout the world. And what I did, I tried to pick a radio that was closest to me. This is not real close, but it's pretty close. It's about 100 miles from me. And it's in Orlando, Florida. I'm in Clearwater, Florida. I was going to use it as a reference. It's also, I don't know what the radio is, but it's using a G5RV antenna. So I thought, well, that's pretty close. So pretty close location-wise and pretty close as far as antenna anyway. So I thought I would use that as kind of a reference. So that's what you were hearing at the beginning of this recording. You were hearing that gentleman's radio and my radio at the same time. So now that I got this set up, I can compare the two. Now, you can see graphically with his radio, the WWV on 5 megahertz is not real strong. There are two stations nearby which are pretty darn strong. They're probably from Cuba or South Florida or something like that. I can use those too. So first I'll turn his back up, and he's on WWV. So it's coming through okay, not great. Listen to it through the minute and see if we can hear the Hawaiian station, WWV. Should be coming up in a minute pretty quick. Okay, I just realized that this radio was set up for lower sideband. So let me change it to AM, see what difference it makes. Ooh, a little noisier. I think the signal is still the same strength, but it's a little noisy. So that's a kind of a suggestion. Maybe I should do that. Let me turn this audio down. So it's gotten quite noisy. And I was on AM only, so maybe I should try lower sideband. So I'm going to turn my radio audio back up. It's really noisy. So let's go to single sideband. Oop, wrong button. I lost the button. I have not used this radio in a while, and the light is not very bright on it, so let me get some light on it first. And where is single sideband? Oh, it's over here. See, it's opposite where I was trying. So let's turn the audio back up. Okay, that is upper sideband. There's lower sideband. Now let me retune it a little bit. There we go. Yeah, let me turn it off. Yeah, drops the noise level way down. Let me tune a BFO. Turn it back to 5. No, it does get the noise level down. But of course the signal level drops down too. So anyway, I'm getting getting a big high S reading on that high-pitched sound. Right on 5 megahertz. Don't know what's causing that. Oh, I changed the bandwidth, which is right here. Now I'm still getting that high-pitched sound. Oh, I'm still on single sideband. There. Now I'm back on AM and listen to the noise. And the meter is almost pegged. So I'm getting some kind of noise. Now let me go back to this other gentleman's radio and turn the audio back up. He's got quite a bit of noise too. Let me turn that down. And there's a ton of variables. I mean, I know it says he's got a G5RV antenna. What's the condition of his antenna compared to mine? Like I say, my G5RV antenna, gosh, it must be 30 years old. And the coax is just as old and maybe older. That's one variable. The environment in my office, of course, is different than wherever he has his radio. That's different. So let's move on and try whatever this big signal is. Let me turn his audio up. Let me click on this. Yeah, that's a could be Radio Habana. Probably a little off frequency. Let me zoom in some more. Move this down a little bit. Try right about there. Yeah, Havana, Cuba. Okay, so this is basically at 5.025. Let me try my radio on that. Now, what I'm trying to illustrate here is an easy way. I call it an easy way. Instead of getting out instruments and stuff and hooking up to my antenna and doing SWR checks and all, this is a quick and dirty way to see if my receiver and setup is working. Let me try 5025. Turn the volume up. Yeah, there it is. Pretty good.
Para lo que se recomendó elevar la calidad de las respuestas a los planteamientos. Otros
So,
detalles de la sesión.
yeah, I'm getting that signal pretty good. Again, I don't know as far as my recording setup if I've got the volume the same, because you're listening to the Grundig through my lapel microphone. You're listening to the gentleman's radio through the computer. So that could be clearer and stronger. That's a big variable right there. But anyway, let me zoom back out a little bit. See, there was another big signal, and it takes a while for this to update. So here's another big signal right here. So let's go to that one. Let me turn my radio audio down. Again, I might not have that loud enough for you to hear it through my lapel microphone. Now let's turn this volume back up.
I do listen every call.
Preacher man.
And then I respond to these calls as God directs.
Okay. That's always a good reference, the preacher man. So that's at about 4840. So let's tune down.
Keep hearing the prophet. I'll do all I can. I'll get God
Boy, there is a really strong noise signal right next to this frequency. Watch when I go up just a little bit. Hear that? Whoa. I think he's really on 4845. Let me change the bandwidth. No, that made it worse. So I'm getting him, and the S meter is almost pegged. So I'm getting him fairly strong, but there's at a high noise level. So I've got a problem with that noise. And it doesn't sound like computer noise or anything like that, although it could be. So that's maybe my so-called shielded coax is not shielded anymore. I will do a similar to this, or try to do a similar test to this. Now it's 5:15 in the morning here in Clearwater, Florida. And conditions for shortwave listening will change instantly. So I could go downstairs, and by the time I get set up, everything as far as listening conditions could change. But I will, at least for my own sake, and maybe do a recording, see if I'm getting that high noise level, that background noise level, downstairs in my setup downstairs. Now, what I have downstairs, among many antennas, I've got my Mega loop antenna, which is good at reducing that ambient noise, and I got my 31-foot vertical antenna, which also helps to reduce the noise. What I've observed is my G5RV dipole, basically horizontal, antenna is very susceptible to RF noise coming off power lines and stuff like that. So that's what I could be hearing up here. So that's it. Hopefully this gave you some insight of how you can check your computer. Now, what you can do is, I can go back. Now this is the map. This is, again, KiwiSDR. And I can zoom in here. So what I did originally is I zoomed in on Florida, and the closest two stations to me, I'm down here is these two. So I picked one of those two. One of them was all the users were. That's interesting. It didn't say. It varies the number of users that can use a particular radio at a time. This one, I think it must have been this one. Let's see. Come on. Pop up. No, that's the one I'm using. Now, let me zoom in a little more. Okay. Yeah, this is the one. Whoops. This is the one I'm using right here. It's in Orlando, Florida. So you see it's here and I'm down here. So that's where the distance is. Here's another one. This one was what it said here, but now I don't see it. Usually it tells you the number of people that can be online at one time. I thought this one said 4, but I don't see the number at all. And this one I don't see a number. That's weird, because I could have swore it gave me a number, and it said the other one I'm not using, it said it was 4 out of 4. Oh, let me try this one here. Yeah, see that one says users 1/1. That means it's already got its limit, which is 1 user. So you can't get on that one right now until that person gets off. This one says it can have 4 users and there's nobody using this. So the other thing you can do is you can select others' radios as your reference. I choose to select one closest to me. And if I can, a similar configuration like the one I'm using or was using had a G5 RV antenna. Anyway, I hope this gave you some kind of insight how you can check your setup without using instrumentation. I think I've got a problem with that G5 RV antenna. Coax. I think it's the coax. That's it. If you enjoyed my show, please give me a thumbs up and have a great day. Bye-bye.